Welcome back. We are in Khan Academy in Algebra 1, and we're in the unit Quadratic Functions and Equations. This skill is called Zero Product Property. Let's see what they ask. Find the zeros of the function. Write the smaller solution first and the larger solution second. So, if you'll recall, we see that parabolas, such as this one, could cross the x-axis in two places. So if here's my x and y axis, then that black parabola crosses in two places. So the zeros of the function mean, so h of x, that's this function right here, h is this parabola. It's a function of x, so if you give me an x value, that function will tell you what the y coordinate is, just like any other function of x. So you would put in, if x were 2, you'd put 2 in for each of these, and it would give you some number, and that would be your h of x value, which is y. Alright? So, when it says what are the zeros, they're looking for what makes h of x equal 0. Well, if h of x is y, that means we're looking for what x values are right here and here. We want an x value there that gives us a 0, and we want an x value over here, x sub 2, that gives us a y value of 0. Okay, well, this is in factored form, so something times something else must equal h of x. If h of x is equal to 0, then one of the two factors has to be 0. The only way to multiply two numbers and get a 0 as a result is to have at least one of those factors, at least one of the factors equals 0. Okay, so what if negative 4x minus 3 equals 0? We can solve that equation for x. We'll add 3 to both sides. We get negative 4x equals 3. And now we'll divide by negative 4. And we get x equals negative 3/4. So this is one of our two solutions. I don't know whether it's the left point or the right point, the smaller x value or the greater x value. We have to figure out what the other one is. So x minus 3 equals 0. Well, that implies that x equals 3. We add 3 to both sides. So x is either negative 3/4 or positive 3. Okay, well, negative 3/4 is the smaller. Positive 3. Positive 3 is the larger x value. You'll notice I didn't draw this correctly quite for this function. My y-axis should have been maybe over here so that the first x was negative 3/4, be on the left side of the y-axis. And then the second x value was positive 3 on the right side of the axis, y-axis, and further away. So there it is. All right, solve for x. They've given us a function. This binomial times this binomial equals 0. Again, one of those two at least has to equal 0 because we're multiplying. So we will do 2x plus 4 equals 0, and we'll do 3x minus 2 equals 0. If we subtract 4 and divide by 2, that gives us x equals negative 2. If we add 2 and divide by 3, we get x equals 2/3. They want to know which x is smaller. 2/3 or negative 2. Smaller means further to the right on the number line, right? So smaller numbers happen first, so the larger the negative, the smaller the number. So negative 2 is left of 2/3, so negative 2 is our smaller x value, and 2/3 was our larger. Next question, find the zeros. So that is f of x has to equal 0. So now we're solving this. That means one of those two factors has to be 0. So x minus 3 equals 0. That means x equals 3. Or 2x minus 8 equals 0. Add 8, divide by 2, x equals 4. We could write that solution x equals 3, 4 in curly braces, so that this is a notation that means everything inside of these, each of the terms separated by a comma, is a solution for x. Just wanted to show you that. The smaller one is 3, larger one is 4. And we are done.